There are some folks out on the DMs Guild right now who have put together a group of books called Mythic Actions, and then for a bunch of different books. So we're going to go over the Mythic Actions Monster Manual today in this DMs Guild review. Stay tuned. Mythic. What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and let's jump over to the DMs Guild right now. So here it is. This showed up in my review queue, as it were, and it was, I thought it was fitting given the fact that Mythic Odysseys of Theros is out. By the way, giveaway still going live. Link in the description. Take a look. So it's a best Electrum seller. It's got 9 5-star ratings, and you can see that it's going to give you mythic actions and stuff for the following list of monsters here. So what I thought it would be cool to do would be look at the Beholder and the Unicorn. Now we go two very opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Super evil, crazy, weird Beholder, lawful good Unicorn. So let's go ahead and open up this here. I will point out, my biggest pet peeve, we do not have bookmarks to make it easy, so we have to scroll. We do at least have a table of contents, which does help. So let's go ahead and jump down. We don't really need to worry too much about this. It explains a little bit about what a mythic trait is. It's usually activated when a monster is reduced to 0 HP. Then it proceeds to regain all of its hit points and something changes. So that's typically how they work. So let's jump to the Beholder. So fighting a Beholder as a mythic encounter is equivalent to taking on 2 CR 13 creatures in a single encounter. Award a party 20,000 XP for defeating the Beholder if it uses its mythic trait. So read or paraphrase the following. As the final blow is dealt, the tyrannical creature falls to the ground, drifting in and out of consciousness. Its dream, exacting revenge on the foul creature that dared stand up to it, becomes reality, and a horrid form stands in front of you, combining mouths, teeth, and eye stalks on a fleshy foundation that roughly resembles the shape of a Beholder. With a raging growl, deathly rays fill the room. This is what it looks like, folks. This is terrifying. Abomination form recharges after a short or long rest. When it's reduced to 0 hit points, it doesn't die or fall unconscious. Instead, it teleports itself up to 60 feet into an unoccupied space, where it transforms into a hideous abomination with dozens of eye stalks and numerous mouths, regaining 180 hit points. This healing cannot be negated in any way. And then it gets its Mythic Action. If the Beholder's mythic trait is active, it can use the options below as a legendary action for 1 hour using Abomination form. Eye Rays. It uses 1d3 random reroll duplicate Eye Rays. So normally, I think you can maybe do 1 Eye Ray as a legendary action. This is now giving the option to do a d3 with one of these. And we have a Death Tyrant here, which is, again, just another type of Beholder, so we'll look at it. It's fighting 2 CR 14, so it's 2300. Your last hit cracks the body of the undead. The crack expands and branches out over, covering the whole skull. The pieces fall off, vanishing into thin dust before reaching the ground, revealing a bright red spectral form of the Death Tyrant you have been fighting. Free from its corporeal shackles, and with a manic laughter, the Death Tyrant charges at you. Spectral Aspect. When it reduced to 0 hit points, it doesn't die or fall unconscious. Instead, it casts off its skeleton, becoming spectral, like its eye stalks, regaining 187 hit points. Healing can't be reduced. Additionally, it gains resistance to the following types of damage: acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, and piercing and slashing from non-magic attacks. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magic attacks. It also becomes immune to the following conditions: charmed, exhausted, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, restrained, and unconscious. While its mythic trait is active, it gets the following for 1 hour as legendary actions. Teleport, it can magically teleport up to 60 feet for 1 action. Undead Sovereignty, up to 3 undead within 60 feet use their reaction to make a melee attack roll for 2 actions. Or Negative Energy Blast for 3. Each creature inside the negative energy cone must succeed on a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, or take 12d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half on a success. So you can see this doesn't have the entire book, and I believe they do have a Volos Guide to Monster one out, and possibly others as well. So this will hit on a bunch of different key points here. So let's jump down to the Unicorn. Okay. That's the Tarrasque. Here we go, Unicorn. 3600 XP for defeating the Unicorn. All right. The horn of the majestic horse unravels and a structure made of light is revealed beneath it. The horn pulses with surges of energy, which fill the unicorn and creatures fighting beside it with courage and determination. It's called Light of Hope. When the unicorn is reduced to 0 hit points, it doesn't die or fall unconscious. Instead, the external layer of its horn cracks and flakes off, unleashing its full power, allowing the unicorn to regain 67 hit points. The healing cannot be negated. Additionally, the unicorn's horn attack deals 2d8 plus 4 radiant damage, and all its healing touch charges are replenished. And it gets the following mythic actions. It makes 2 attacks with its hooves for 1 legendary action, 2 for extended heal. The unicorn and every creature within 10 feet gets 2d8 plus 2 hit points, or for 3, a ray of light. It unleashes a radiant ray in a 30-foot line that is 5 feet wide. Each creature in that line must make a con save or take 48 radiant damage on a failed save, or half on a success. Now, obviously, I could go through all of the other ones here, but I figure that lets you go and check that out. I didn't actually say it at the start, but it is $4.95 on the DM's Guild. There'll be an affiliate link in the description if you want to go and pick that up. Again, an affiliate link means if you pick it up via my link and buy it from that link, then a small piece of it comes back to me. They do have a Mythic Actions Volos Guide to Monsters. I did not review that, but I'm going to look at it. And it looks like it has a handful of different creatures in there. Actually, just 5. The Storm Giant Quintessent, the Kieran, the Elithalich, the Elder Brain, and the Warlord NPC. So that's interesting. I'll put a link to that in the description too if you want to check that out. That one's only $1.95. And this is something that I've been very interested in because I've been doing this myself in my campaigns for one way or another, but I really like this concept of the mythic creature that goes to 0, pops back up, and there's a narrative story behind it. I really enjoy that. I did something similar in my my homebrew campaign where the party was fighting Strahd Zarovich. So I really like this. I think it's definitely worth picking up for $4. Again, I was given this for review purposes, but this is just giving DMs more options to expand on existing creatures. And if anything, even if you don't necessarily use these creatures, if you read through the whole document, you'll get a bunch of different ideas for things you can do. And then you can use those to, maybe if there's a monster that's not in Theros, not in those 2 different modules there, that you're like, oh, I really wish I could do it for this creature. And they hit on a lot of the big ones, like dragons, aboleth, beholders. They even did like Empyreans, so they went with like celestials as well. So you could get a bunch of different options and then use those to extrapolate to apply them to any other creature that you want to. So anyway, that's it for this DM's Guild review. Stay tuned for more of these coming to the channel. I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 more DM's Guild reviews in the near future of some really popular things that you may have seen on the DM's Guild. This happened to be one that I'd gotten the furthest back. It was also one of the shortest, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So I have to go to work in 2 hours. So I needed to do something quick. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons over on Patreon for continuing to support me and the channel. And I will see you all next time.